Hey there, guys. It is currently the 5th of July, 2015. Meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you once again. We are continuing to talk about the tropics out here in the Western Pacific. We actually have three named storm systems at this time we are watching very closely. In this update, though, I really want to break down severe tropical storm Linfa or Egay, which is continuing to impact much of Luzon, and still the inflow down towards the south is also bringing some heavy rainfall there across parts of Visayas. Actually, we've been seeing some reports of damage in the Cebu area, even flooding reported in Cavite, numerous thunderstorms around Manila. Now, that's what we were expecting with this storm system. It was going to be a big rainmaker, and also due to that inflow coming in from the south and towards the west, causing some problems out here. And actually, first I want to show you, now this is some video coming out of the Isabela area where this storm system made landfall here on Saturday evening. It pushed overhead, brought some pretty nasty conditions in this area, and definitely not very pleasant at all. And as far as the forecast is concerned, we're still going to be seeing some rough weather out there across northern portions of Luzon as this continues to push overhead. So let's take a look at this. Well, right now, let's pull up the satellite picture for the entire Western Pacific, because as I mentioned, we have several areas we're continuing to talk about today. So here's Linfa over the Philippines. Already has made landfall. Pretty organized, though, at least at this point, as far as a storm system over land can be. And actually, compared to the last several days when we had the tropics out here, we had three named storm systems, but they were really kind of trashy looking. They weren't really good looking at all because they were getting absorbed with the whole monsoonal trough. As we go ahead here into Sunday, the 5th of July, it does look like these are starting to get a little more independent, and that is allowing them to gain more organization. We also have Chanhome over here towards the east. I'm putting out a whole separate video on this one because a lot to talk about. It is impacting those of you here in Guam. And then Nangka, which has brought damage to some of the islands out here into the Marshall Islands, way off there towards the east. Let's concentrate, though, on this guy who is now over here over the Philippines, expected to drift off here towards the north, eventually impacting Taiwan and definitely having a major interaction with the 09W or Chanhome there. Take a look at the satellite imagery. Our storm system, pretty decent circulation, but here on the visible you can see these big areas of puppy cloud tops. That's indicating those strong thunderstorms across northern Luzon. We're still seeing that threat of further flooding and even landslides. Pagasa has issued signal force 2 for a lot of these areas, and we've also been still seeing that threat of landslides. This is from the Cebu area, believe it or not. We had strong winds and those thunderstorms farther down towards the south, and even brought some damage. So it does go to show that the storm does have a pretty wide-reaching effect on it. Let's talk about the intensity right now, though. Winds 55, gusting to 80 knots. Pressure is at 985 HPA, moving west-northwest at about 20 kilometers per hour. So it is moving off here towards the west-northwest, drifting towards Taiwan. But even as it does drift away, and we know that's what the forecast is, it's expected to continue to track off here towards the north, I don't expect the impact on the Philippines to end the minute this moves back over open water there in the Luzon Strait, because we still have that inflow we're still talking about. And with that inflow coming in from the southwest, we're still looking at that threat of more rains out here. Take a look at the forecast from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Very similar towards Pagasa's forecast on Egay here. Has it tracking off there towards the north before continuing to weaken as it starts to encounter with Taiwan, and eventually the interaction from Chanhome over there towards the east, which is really going to kind of start to suck in a lot of the energy from this storm system, because that one is expected to be the bigger one and kind of a black hole, if you will, as far as tropical systems are concerned. I do expect it. And you can even see here with the 72-hour rainfall outlook. See all that accumulation over there towards the east, heading off towards Okinawa? That's Chanhome. And then we have all that moisture back here towards the west with Linfa. Still expecting some areas upwards about 300 millimeters there in northwestern portions of Luzon, with that moisture wrapping around from the north, and also that monsoonal inflow continuing to impact even the Manila area, but also down here towards Visayas. So this is continuing to be a major rainmaker. We still have heavy rainfall warnings in effect, yellow rainfall warnings from Pagasa in place out here. This is even some reports of flooding in the Cavite area. A lot of rice fields out there continuing to be submerged, and also in Manila you have been seeing those thunderstorms out throughout the day. Do want to also note on that ferry sinking last week, the storm had a little bit of a a part in it, but it does look like the major cause of it was overloading. Some people trying to make a little extra buck here just off of Ormoc City and put a lot of people in danger. And unfortunately, upwards of 60 people did die. 150 people were on board. So thankfully, at least over 100 people were saved because of this. But it's still a very tragic story out here, and I do want to mention that. So yeah, let's wrap up here though with our storm system. Signal Force 2 still in effect out there in much of Cagayan, extending down through Aurora and Isabella. I do expect that to shift a little bit farther there towards the west as this storm system does track a little bit farther towards the west as well. Don't forget, you can follow us at Facebook and Twitter at Westpac Weather. Also here at the website at westernpacificweather.com, we're going to continue to post updates on this storm system. If you are out here, just be ready for that threat of additional flooding, especially in northern Luzon, until this tracks farther there towards the north. And then as we look ahead, this exactly shows what I'm talking about here. Watch by Wednesday and the Thursday, our storm rate here. There's Linfa, the one that's impacting those of you in the Philippines. There's Chanhom impacting Guam right now. Watch our little black hole just suck it right up, and that's what we're going to be seeing into next week. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe out there.